Hey there, folks. I'm going to be transparent with you, and I've been feeling a lot of insecurity lately. Uh, Insecure in that I've been struggling with declines in my condition and fixating on how different my life is now versus the life I want to have, and being preoccupied with physical changes. I can't hike anymore. It's hard to help my wife with grocery shopping. I can't stand long enough to cook, all that stuff. And because that's where my focus was, I was feeling more and more alone, more isolated, more like I didn't belong, more like I was a burden, so on and so forth, because I was just sitting there scorekeeping all of the things I didn't like. And I got myself really depressed and thinking, why don't I be better off if I just up and diet or whatever. But it's amazing how something as simple like having a good conversation can create a massive shift. And yesterday I had the privilege of being involved in a panel conversation live on Facebook about the kind of world that we're living in. And I felt so alive during that conversation and so alive after. And I was sitting up in this recliner like I am now. I was foggy in my brain. I had pain, but I still showed up because I was hungry for connection. Connection means a great deal to me. And by virtue of what I contributed, the feedback I got from people, it helped me realize that my body had very little to do with how I was contributing to people. So all of the things I'd been telling myself were the reasons why life wasn't good enough, life sucked, why this was unfair. None of those things factored into my contribution. And then it helped me realize that not all is lost. Yeah, my body is going bad. It's frightening because of the unknowns that are involved. But my belief that my body being fully functioning had anything to do with what I could bring to the world was proven false. As long as I could connect with other people and improve their experience and improve my own and experience that sense of aliveness through a connection, as long as I had that, that was an incredible antidote to the depression I was feeling. I felt so much better after that conversation, after days of feeling miserable. And then this morning, I connected with a friend. We got on a video chat, and we were talking about things we had in common. And there was that feeling of being alive again. Like, hey, I belong here. I belong with this person. I belong in this conversation. I feel connected to it. That belonging, that feeling like you still fit there. I'm not talking about fitting in. Okay, that's different. That's more about people pleasing. Belonging means you still have a place, that there's still purpose here for you. And as long as you are here and alive, the universe still has use for you. But we sometimes lose track of that when we get caught up in the belief that things are missing, that things aren't good enough. The not good enough gremlin that we spend so much time trying to reconcile. Whenever you can show up and contribute to somebody else's growth, to help them smile for one moment where before they felt kind of like you did, like they're not good enough, like they're not getting anywhere. When you can tip the needle for somebody else, you're still living your purpose. And you don't have to have a fully functioning body to do that. And that's something I must keep reminding myself of. And I think one of the ways I'm going to be able to do that is by staying engaged with people, by continuing to have conversations about things that we're both passionate about, so that I can help somebody else remember that they're not alone, that they still belong. So the friend I talked to, the conversation I had yesterday, the podcast I was interviewed for this morning, this video I'm doing right now, to stay connected, to stay in the game, even in a very little way. If you can do that on even your toughest days, it's easier to stay in touch with your confidence. Your confidence is the knowing that your contribution tips the needle in some way, even when you're having your most difficult day. So I wanted to share that idea with you, and hopefully it's something that's useful. By all means, leave me a comment, ask a question. I'm always happy to go deeper on these ideas and make them more useful for you. And if there's anybody you know that could benefit from this, let them know about it. And remember, no matter how difficult things are, you're good enough. And thanks for being you.